Steve Hill here with AIQ Systems. It's 30 minutes before the close of the market on Thursday, August the 22nd. I just did a intraday snapshot update through dial data of the stocks in the S&P 500. Wanted to see what was happening in the market itself, at least the major markets and the component stocks, and see if we can get a head up on a trade before the market shuts today. Ran our reports, which were all based on 8/22 data, and of course this is intraday stuff that's come in about an hour before the market is closed. Looking through the reports, a couple of things I noticed straight away. Crossover of two moving averages. This is one of our reports where a shorter term moving average crosses over a longer term. Usually an indication, if it's to the upside, that there's some movement, some momentum going on, depending on the number of stocks. Remember, this is the S&P 500 stocks we're looking at here. There's only these 5 stocks moved over, so the 21-day moving average moved over that 100. On the downside, it's a bigger story. A large number of stocks had their 21-day average cross over their 100-day average. So in this half an hour before the market closes, though the Dow is up today modestly, the internals are looking a little weaker. Look for the volume change report as well. We look at the 21-day average volume, and over three periods, we look for what sort of changes, if there's decreasing or increasing volume. So it's a sign of whether there's money pouring into the market or not. A very short list of stocks were showing increasing volume, whereas there's quite a number of stocks showing a decreasing volume. So quite often this happens if the market was moving up and you had a large number of stocks with decreasing volume, it's a sign that there's not a lot of participation in that move. Another interesting report to look at is stocks making new highs versus new lows. There's quite a number making a new high at the moment. Again, notice the Home Depot, Target, most of these retailers have had very strong moves to the upside. Notice also in here you've got Horton, Ross Stores. There's a number of retailers here. Just looking at the new lows, there's a couple of stocks within a specialty chemical group that are making new lows. There may be a bounce coming off of that. Let's have a look at IFF. International Flavors and Fragrance, and it's in this specialty chemicals group. As you can see, it's made a recent new low right about here. The group itself, most of the stocks are probably down there as well. So there may be a bottom in place on some of these stocks to keep an eye on. There's one that's bucking the trend, Ecolabs, that looks like it's almost making a new high. But International Fragrance, as you can see, is very, very strongly down. LYB as well was in the report. That may also be making a bottom pattern. We'll keep an eye on those. Having a look in the groups here, noticed on the volume spike in the groups, all are in that department store, apparel, retail, general merchandise, and retail REITs. As we've seen, there's been a lot of movement to the upside in stocks within those areas. Let's have a look and see what groups are making new highs and new lows. Remember, this is today's data. Just most of the market action for today is in here. So these are the groups that are making new highs: home building, publishing, industrial REITs. You can see them here. Those that are making new lows, very few at the moment. So let's take a look at a group, the department stores, that are again making new lows, sign that this particular segment of the market is still strongly being beaten down. We go and look at the chart here. Here's the department stores group. You can see there's been a pop-up today, but there's still the most strongly down group in the market. Nordstrom and Macy's are in the S&P 500 department store group. Certainly not a very strong group at the moment, and if the market goes down further, then this will be a group that may well continue to the downside strongly. Well, that's just a bit of an update for you there, using our new dial data intraday snapshot to get ahead of the market. I could have placed a trade before the market closed today, doing our analysis based upon maybe 85–90% of the market action that we downloaded. Thanks again. We'll give you an update another week.